welcome to another episode of the HubScale podcast. This week's amazing guest is Moshe Lipsker, SVP of Product and GM of Israel at Imperva. Moshe, it's great to have you on today.
Hi, Connor. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
I guess for everyone who is listening and doesn't really know who you are, can you give a brief introduction on yourself?
Yes, of course. So my name is Moshe Lipsker, and I'm the SVP of Global Product Development at Imperva and the General Manager of Imperva in Israel. A bit about Imperva, okay? Imperva is one of the biggest cybersecurity players in the world. It provides a variety of security solutions to protect organizations' data and applications from cyber threats. Our product portfolio is a combination of application security and data security. So we have two business units around the product portfolio, where application security is all about WAF, DDoS, bot, and API protections, and data security products are around data breach prevention. Imperva footprint is in the cloud, on-prem data centers, hybrid environments. Imperva serves a variety of industries like financial services, healthcare, and government. The company is global and has offices in North America, Europe, APAC, and serves customers in over than 100 countries in the globe. The company, in terms of a financial perspective, the company was acquired by a private equity in 2019 with an valuation of 2.1 billion. Our annual revenue is around hundreds of millions. We're 1,500 employees around the world, and 500 out of them are product development, which are actually distributed in 12 sites around the globe, Israel, North America, and EMEA. I joined Imperva in October 2018. So I'm with the company for around 4.5 years. Prior to Imperva, I was a VP R&D in Celebrite, which is a cybersecurity company specializing in digital forensic and data analysis, helping law enforcement and agencies. And prior to Imperva, I was in the video conferencing and networking arena, working in companies such as Polycom and Accord Networks. So net, my background is product, technology, engineering, specializing in network and signaling and cybersecurity. And in the last few years, I'm holding executive positions in several companies around, and it's all around actually building cutting-edge innovative products as part of the strategy and delivering these products to the market.
Awesome. No, that's fantastic to hear that. Great introduction. Curious to know what actually made you get into cybersecurity.
So as I said, I started my journey in video conferencing and networking, and around 7 years ago, I got into the cybersecurity industry. There are lots of similarities between deep networking knowledge and cybersecurity, specifically in application security, which is the area Imperva is focused on, or one of them. So I don't feel as a newcomer to the industry. I actually feel competent.
Awesome. What actually inspired you to become a GM or take that step up to being a GM of Israel?
The GM of Israel. Okay, so my GM role is actually leading Israel sites.
Mm-hmm.
So we have an Israel product, engineering, sales, customer success, finance, HR, and more. Imperva is a cybersecurity startup that was established in Israel 20 years ago and went to IPO and eventually become global. Although it became global, the core, the products and the technology, the core of the company is in Israel, and Israel is actually 30% of the company. And as we all know, Israel is one of the centers of excellence of cybersecurity scene in the world. The talent is here. Everyone knows that. So my main inspiration is to make sure that the company talent is kept, and as a result, the success of the company overall will continue to strive. This is my inspiration.
Perfect. Love to hear. And throughout your career as being GM, what are some of the most challenging parts of it?
Challenging. So I actually have two hats in Imperva. The first hat is General Manager of Israel, and the second hat is the global leader of product development. Running in both hats in parallel is not an easy task. It is an operation of hundreds of people around the globe, as I said, and it's a role where, due to all the time zones, you actually work 24/7. So this is the role itself, and the definition of the role is the most challenging part. But I love it. all the time.
Perfect. And I'm guessing, obviously, you say love it. What's been the most rewarding experience you've had throughout your career at Imperva?
Yeah, so as I said, so it's very challenging and 24/7, but there are these rewarding moments, and I'll give you one of them. In 2019, when I became the general manager of Israel, we had a vision. The vision was to become one of the most attractive cybersecurity companies in Israel and to build the best Imperva Israel brand by the end of 2020. It was back in 2019. And when we started to execute on this strategy, which was very simple, or vision with a strategy that actually executed on the vision, we started to see big number of boomerangs coming back to the company. Boomerangs are those that are coming, people that were in the company, left, and then they come back. It was a high double-digit number, and they all were talents and rock stars that left a few years earlier. They heard and saw the new vibes in the company, and they knew how this company is great, and they all wanted to come back and be part of this new momentum. This, of course, increased eventually our execution and operational excellence in very high numbers. We saw it in 2020 and 2021. And this was a very good, rewarding indicator for me as the local GM.
Awesome. And obviously, being there since 2019, what are some of the top tips you can give for starting out in a GM role?
So the tips I can give are as follows. It's all about defining a vision, crafting a simple strategy, finding KPIs and metrics to measure the execution of the strategy. Once all of that is done and you are focused on the execution, I believe it will eventually happen. So it's all about defining where you are and where you want to reach to and actually execute on that.
Awesome. And obviously now you say 2 hats, GM of Israel and also Global SVP of Product Development. What inspired you to pursue a career as an SVP of Product Development?
In general, I love building products and see how they create value to the customer. It's a good combination of creativity, execution, influencing the reality and the value to the market, and more specifically, if you're a person, if you as a person want to make a difference in the world and to make an important presence. So cybersecurity on the defense side creates a real sense of meaningfulness. So you're actually building products that are changing or helping people to protect themselves from cyber criminals. So this is very inspiring and meaningful and important.
No, I'd say cybersecurity is exciting space, especially right now with everything and how the world is changing and evolving. So no, thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. And now, being SVP of Global Product Development, what's been the main challenge you've actually faced with product development and how have you actually overcome them?
So the main challenge is how to maintain in big companies or big medium companies. The main challenge is actually how to maintain a big successful product organization, which can maintain simultaneously engineering excellence, which is efficiency, quality, reliability, etc., with all these customers avoiding tech debt and so all this engineering excellence along with delivering innovative cutting edge products. So as I said, in the medium big companies, not in the startup, this is a huge challenge to maintain these both. And the way I address this challenge is by actually creating value to the organization in 3 dimensions from my perspective. The 3 dimensions are operational, platform play, and innovation. So operational is actually transforming the organization to independent speedboats, which each product is running by its own autonomously. The challenge is actually to deliver multiple products in parallel and keep the core expertise of all these products simultaneously with the ability to leverage the components of a big organization between all these products. So this is the operational part. The platform play is actually develop once and leverage or use multiple times. So you need to transfer the DNA and the culture of the organization in a way those teams are not reinventing the wheel again and again. And then you can actually utilize the size of your big organization not to compete with the small startups, diligent startups, but actually you're taking your main competence and strengths and making something different. And the last one is innovation. You need to have the ability to incubate new ideas that are actually market disruptions. Otherwise, someone will do this instead of you. So, as a big organization, you need to continue to deliver and to develop and to evolve the products that you have, the multiple products that you have to the customers, and we have hundreds and thousands of customers, and in parallel to keep your cutting edge in a way it's competitive enough with all the newcomers, startups.
No, I guess that must be quite a challenge. Like I say, having 500 people on 12 different sites throughout the world must be quite challenging to basically lead and keep them all in the same direction. How do you, obviously, you've gone over a little bit in detail on how you do that. Can you go a little bit more in specific, how do you keep everyone on the same line, especially around the world?
When you act like not a 500 people organization, but 20 a small organization of 25 people, and creating the speedboats that I said, which each 25 people are actually a speedboat, independent from the other, then it's like divide and conquer. So you take the big challenge and cut it to small chunks, and you're able to run this entire kumbaya or operation, which is huge. But if you give and nominate the right leaders, it's working great. What I said about the three dimensions, operational product play, platform play, and innovation. If you're able to, on top of these 25 speedboats, leverage between them and utilize your big organization strengths, then you are very successful. If it's 100 500 people organization, it's a big carrier, it's very, very slow. If it's only 25, 20 of 25 people, products, but independent, disconnected, they don't have any added value. But if you are utilizing the big organization with these startup mindset and mentality, and it's a culture with this platform play and all that, this is actually changing the game.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Like you say, having the larger organization positives and also split it down to smaller teams to be able to have competing staff as well. It's a winning dimension. Yeah. Like I say, I think that's a fantastic. Exactly. Really appreciate sharing that part. And just curious to know, what is your approach to developing an effective product roadmap?
And you can't do it all, and the resources are very, very limited. It's all about the ability to analyze the ROI, the return of investment, and then to prioritize accordingly. So if you're doing this in the right way, and you know where you want to go to, and you're very focused and you're prioritizing everything, then you actually deliver the right roadmap. And then you need the feedback from the customers. So what we do is actually we listen. So after you deliver this, you define the ROI, you prioritize, you deliver, you're focused, and then you need to listen to what's happening in the market. It's not the one fire and forget direction. It's one dimension. You need to have to listen very carefully to the customers and to the market. So what we're doing is we're listening to our customers constantly, separate and together. When I say together, I mean we maintain a customer advisory board where we consult with them, asking questions and brainstorm with all of them together. This provides a collective brain which helps us to improve our products and go to the market. So you define the ROI, prioritize, focus, deliver, hear the customers, and iterate back and fix it. So this is the cycle of iterations and improvements that you need to do in order to make sure that you're delivering the right products to the right customers and to the right market, analyzing who's the buyer and what he needs. The customer, what's the actual use cases and what the customer needs.
No, I really do appreciate you sharing that, Moshe. Like I say, it's not just a constant, a one-hit wonder. It's kind of like it's a constant rebuilding reevaluating and assessing at all times. So I appreciate you sharing that. Now, I did a little bit of research and saw an article you wrote on Venture Beat about black swans and how events shaping cybersecurity present and the future. For our listeners, can you explain a little more what are black swans and how is that actually happening?
Okay, so my article in Venture Beat is actually around the black swans and the connection to cybersecurity. So first of all, I'll give a background of a black swan. What's the black swan? Black swan is it's first coined by the Lebanon American thought leader Nassim Taleb. He actually defined the term black swan, and it refers to an unexpected global event that have a profound effect on the society. Some of the black swans, are beneficial, like the invention of the printing press, and others are actually destructive, such as the subprime crisis in 2008. But they all have alerted the course of the history. So this is the black swan.
Awesome. And in the article, you mentioned 3 black swans which have occurred in the last 3 years. Can you give us some more detail on these?
Yeah. So after we define the black swan, we can see that we need to to connect it to the cybersecurity, which I defined in the article. So in the recent 3 years, we have been witnessing to a surge of black swan events, and they continue to emerge in real time. It's pretty hectic what we are actually experiencing in the last few years. They have affected every fact of our lives, and specifically in the world of cybersecurity. From my perspective, by analyzing these recent events, we can actually better map out our industry evolutionary processes and predict where cybersecurity is heading next. So the 3 black swans that I identified are as follows. The first one was COVID-19, of course, everyone knows that. And then the second was the post-COVID cyber boom. I call it the cyber boom because this is the exponential raise of capital investment, specifically in cybersecurity. And this, no one actually understood that this is coming. This exponential raise of capital investment, which is huge. And the results of that, the result of that was lots of cybersecurity companies and startups, and like mushrooms after the rain. And last, the late macroeconomic situation, which is a result of what happened in Q1 2022, the combination of events, the increase of interest rates, the war in Ukraine, and the global supply chain crisis. So these 3 black swans are actually shaping, from my perspective, the cybersecurity presence and future.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, if all them 3 things are drastic and have changed the world extraordinarily, all happening in the space of 3 years, it's a big change and quite a scary one, like you say. But realistically, now after all these 3 events have happened, where does that actually leave us now? What does the future cybersecurity look like?
Okay, so my prediction is that the cybersecurity industry will experience extreme consolidation within the next 18 months to strengthen the defensive line of cybersecurity products and to provide an end-to-end solution. The consolidation of all these startups that were, as I said, they were because of the capital investment.
Yeah.
They were the market was flooded with many of products, and now there is a need to consolidate, and CISOs are actually experiencing so much richness of products, but this is not helping them to actually secure their companies. So the consolidation will involve merging, acquiring, or partnering with similar products to create a comprehensive solution to the CISOs, to the organizations, to defend the companies. Differently from today, where we have too much small solutions out there, as I said, which are results of this exponential rate of capital investment. So this actually till the end of 2024, we will see lots of consolidations and big companies that will actually swallow the small ones.
Perfect. No, thank you for sharing that piece there, Moshe. And moving on to a couple more questions, won't take up too much of your time. What is some of the best advice you've received throughout your career, and why is that?
Good question. If you want to be successful, this is my main tip is you need to be open-minded, to observe, to listen what's happening out there, and only then act upon what you're hearing in an agile way. And actually, it's all about failing fast and iterate till you have a clear change. And if you're asking me what's the best tip for a manager is actually you need to listen. Don't start with exclamation marks, but start with question marks. The wisdom can come from the crowd. Management, from my perspective, is all about the art of asking the right questions. And a good leader is a good balance between opening and converging. Opening is open-minded, asking questions, trying to really understand what's happening. And converging is strive for clarity, have a good thought process, and eventually push for fast decision-making. This good balance between opening and converging is, from my perspective, the art of management and for leadership. And eventually, if you're doing this successfully, people will follow you.
No, that makes total sense. Like I say, you can't just go in telling them what you need to do. You need to listen to your team, what they're thoughts, what they're feeling, and try and uncover as much information how to lead them in the right way as possible from that. So no, thank you for sharing that, Moshe. And Moshe, where do you actually see yourself in the next 5 years?
It's a good question. I always ask these questions my people I mentor or coach, because like a strategy, you need to define where you want to be, and then derive from there the sequence to reach to that vision. So in 5 years, I assume I will be a CEO of a big cybersecurity company. In addition, I assume that I will be sitting in multiple board of directors, as I love to see the big picture and to the variety of what's happening in the world, and not be narrowed to one company. So this is my main goal 5 years from now.
Awesome. No, it makes total sense. Like say, Matt, there's no point narrowing down to one company. Being a board on a variety of different companies, it means you can help out as many different companies in different situations and at different times in their careers as well. So I think that's fantastic to hear. And final question, Moshe. If our listeners can take away anything from this episode, what is the best piece of advice, and what would that be?
If you want to be successful, you need to be open-minded, observe, listen, and only then act upon.
Awesome.
That's all. It's it's all about and start think big, start small, and move fast.
No, I like that. Think big, start small, move fast. I'll definitely listen to that and take that from here. But Moshe, it's been a pleasure to have you on today. Thank you very much, and I'm sure we'll speak soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much.